Alright fellas, here we're back in Pokemon Masters, and today we're going to be looking at Hilda and Emboar. They just recently got their grid expansion for Pokemon Masters Day, so we get to see how good they are, what their upgrade consisted of, and etc. I think that Hilda and Emboar definitely had a pretty solid base overall, I would say for the most part. I mean, Flare Blitz, 147 base power is not bad for sure. The only bad thing about it was that it had recoil, right? Which, of course, as they tend to do, they fixed that problem. She had some relative self-sufficiency. Only thing she did not have would be crit buffs, which with the amount of crit supports we have, or just crit buffers in general, I think Suit May, I almost say Classic May, I don't know why, but I think Suit May definitely a really good example because she's able to buff all allies crit, as well as be a very strong Fire Sync pair as well. We may go ahead and look at her in a showcase alongside Hilda here and see how well they work together, which I'd say probably pretty well. But yeah, she's got a pretty good self-sufficiency here with her speed buffs, matching her attack buffs with her trainer move, Flame Charge in order to buff her speed, First Aid 4 for healing from the Flare Blitz recoil, as well as potions for that same healing. So definitely pretty good for sure as like a base kit. And if we want to look at her grid here, when it comes to what she got, let's see here, speed plus 20 and attack plus 20. Pretty basic stuff. She also got critical eye 1, so this helps her crit buffs, her self-sufficiency with crit. She got hit and heal on her trainer move. Very good for being able to heal yourself. This is probably a little bit better in a legendary arena, more so than a stadium battle, but definitely very good for sure. In order to, keep her healed up alongside her potions and First Aid 4. She's also got ramming speed, helping out her DPS with Flare Blitz. Took me a while to think of the name. But yeah, 30% multiplier on the Flare Blitz damage there, which is very good for sure, especially when she's very good at buffing her own speed. And we've obviously got Standfast 9 here, as previously implied, able to remove all Standfast recoil, or all recoil just in general. And when it comes to everything else she has, obviously before she had Inertia, she had, 6 sync nodes, I think? No, yeah, four sync nodes, which you can pick up all of them with this grid. I would say this is probably her best grid. There's probably some other stuff that you could pick up in case, you're going into a super specific battle, whether it be potion stuff or whatever else, right? There's definitely some stuff you could do, like Speedy Entry 2 for some fast buffs, whatever else, right? So she got some pretty good stuff. This is the grid I'm probably going to be running for most, if not all, of the video. Gives her everything she needs. Standfast 9, 4 sync nodes, ramming speed, inertia, critical eye 1. Very self-sufficient, pretty good damage. We're going to go ahead, see how much damage she can do against some super effective stuff, off-type stuff, etc. Alright, here is our first battle against Dragon Week Drazna. So, Kalos Stadium, no problem. This is actually a pretty, not free, obviously, because Suit Morty is here, but I feel Suit Morty is a support that a lot of people should at least attempt for in the future, if you don't have him now. He's definitely a very good support, because of his gauge as well as his defenses. And he's definitely useful for this battle, because Hilda's big thing is that she wants speed early on in the battle, so she can buff her attack, as well as, of course, max out her ramming speed and inertia. And Morty's able to do this with his trainer move, as well as his, I think it's Team Give Me 5 on Sunny Day. I forget what the ability's called, but I'm pretty sure he buffs every single main stat by 1 the first time he uses a utility move, aka Sunny Day. The Group Afflictor's Advantage, whatever it's called, right? To where it's able to buff our speed. So we use Hilda's sync move here. We have plus 5 speed before, in turn 3 we have plus 5 speed, which is definitely very, very good for sure. Max crit, max attack as well. Since if you have, whatever your speed buffs are for Hilda, it'll raise your attack by double whenever you use her trainer move. And she also has Headstrong from the grid. I think it may be in her passes, but I think it's the grid, to where she has, Headstrong, so the enemies cannot buff her debuff her attack, which is definitely very, very good as well. Obviously, this team is very good for heals as well, and as long as you get the quad Q, right, because that was pretty important, you could go ahead and get the KO here pretty easily against Drazna. Not too bad at all. We use Blaine here for Sun, because Morty's Sun does not last long enough, as well as we need Morty to do other things besides apply Sun. So we needed to have another Sun setter, and obviously the most free-to-play option is Blaine, because you get him through the gacha as a 4-star, so he works just fine, right? And of course we're able to KO the side here with this Flame Wheel. Very easy, no problem. Pretty easy run, right? All you had to do was reset for the quad Q, and that was it. Or, of course, you could grid her for Adrenaline 1. That is also a valid option. I think that's always valid, especially on strikers or techs, or literally anyone, really. If you give them Adrenaline 1 and they already don't have sync countdown in their grid, there you go. It just takes out the fact that you need to quad Q. I think it's really useful. But yeah, so we're able to get the KO in pretty easily. I do have Critical Strike 1 on my Hilda because I'm out of crunchy cookies. So I needed to get Critical Strike 1 instead of Critical Strike 2, but whatever. So yeah, we were able to get the win in there. Blaine's grid here doesn't matter. He was just there for setting Sun. That was pretty much it. Any other Sun setter will do as long as you can do it on demand, and it's not someone like Maxi who just does it once and that's it. I think Maxi would work. Anyway, yeah. Let's go ahead, go to the next battle. This one I think was pretty fun and pretty easy as well. Alright, here is our second battle. It is against Wickstrom, and hey, we've actually got a Fire Week stage. It's not like Berg to where we had to consistently use him off-type. Wow. Surprising, right? Anyway, yeah, I wouldn't mind to have done a full off-type showcase with Hilda, but I do think that showing just how powerful she's able to work here on-type is good as well. So we got the main character and Ninetales for Sun, because I didn't feel like using Blaine again, plus I've always wanted to use this Ninetales, so why not? And this obviously does not have a support because I'm pairing her with Signusu May, who is actually probably one of the single best other non-support partners for this character, if not one of the best support partners in general, because May is able to apply crit buffs quickly. Well, for one, she's able to apply sync countdown, which obviously in its own right is very good, right? She's able to apply sync countdown so you can get your first sync move in within 2 turns instead of 3. She's also able to apply AoE crit buffs to the team, which obviously, you know, Hilda's going to do early on if you're going to use her nuke. And she has Team Speedy Entry 2, giving Hilda an instant +2 speed at the start of turn, meaning she can have +4 speed, +3 speed by the time she uses her first sync move. And then, of course, you can just ramp, use May for damage, of course, because Blaze Kick is definitely a very strong, you know, option for damage. And, of course, she also applies Move Gauge Acceleration and is, you know, self-sufficient for her own buffs. And, of course, Hilda can just spam Flare Blitz, she can use potions to heal, etc. I feel in this setup, Hilda would have definitely been a better option for the character who had to take damage here because she's got the first aid 4 as well as the potions, so she's very self-sufficient with her heals. Probably better than May, but it doesn't matter. We were able to get the win in anyway, and obviously she's going to do just fine on type, right? Even without Sun, she would do just fine. It wouldn't be a big problem. 26,000 damage, that's pretty good in my book. For a second sync move on type, not bad, especially when we saw her face Drasna and do just fine there as well. I would consider bringing her against Malva, because Malva has Sun already set, but Malva also would do a lot of damage in Sun, so I'm not going to do that. Next battle will be against the Paseo Stadium to where we face Marshall, and it's actually going to be a fun setup to where we have Signusu Acerola as well as Signusu May and Hilda. That's probably her single best setup in the game, by the way, I would say, for the most part. You could probably think of a better one, but still. Yeah, let's go ahead, go over there, I'll show you why it's so good. And here is our battle against Marshall. I would have done against Kahili, but sadly Signusu Acerola is weak to flying, so I'm not that brave, alright? Anyway, like her brave birds, god. Anyway, this is definitely the best setup for Signusu Hilda, in my opinion, I would say. There's probably some maybe better setups, but I can't think of them off the top of my head. This is definitely one of the better ones, though, for sure. So, May's obviously able to get the sync countdown, crit buffs, team speed entry, etc., as we mentioned. Signusu Acerola here is able to apply Sun, which is obviously good, crit buffs in a single turn, which is good, as well as +3 speed when using her trainer move in Sun, meaning right before we use our sync move here, Hilda is already at +3 crit, +6 attack, and +6 speed, and that is in the total of 2 turns. Very fast setup, and that is definitely very, very good, right? Obviously, we use May's sync move in this scenario just because I feel that May probably would have worked a little bit better, just to get that, you know, gauge efficiency on her Blaze Kick, you know, the fuel economy and whatnot. I think that was better, but we do use Hilda's sync move to end off the battle, and trust me, no problem there, right? No problem. We set back up the Sun here with Acerola. Hilda's able to KO the side there with the Flare Blitz, so we get that, you know, turn denial among the fact that we already got our sync countdown, so very, very good. Obviously, Signusu May here, just an amazing partner, right? She's also got the propulsion, and since that activated, we were able to get our second sync move in right here, and we were able to go ahead, and pretty sure this KOs the Conch Elder, so yeah. And the Sun stays up, sadly Grassy Terrain goes down, but who cares, it's Grassy Terrain. But the Sun stays up, and we're able to KO here. Yeah, 18,000 damage, second ever sync move in the battle, and then we finish him off there with May's Blaze Kick. Very easy, very effective. You get a lot of sync ramping, you get a lot of sync buffs very quickly, and a lot of stat buffs, especially the ones that are key to getting Hilda's max nuke. With inertia and ramming speed, she's able to get +6 speed in 2 turns, as well as her crit and attack. Very, very good, right? Very, very nice. 2,500 points, of course, as always, so yeah. Very nice. Same setup with Signusu May and Hilda. There's no difference in the grids at all, as was the same with the last battle. Obviously, May is 1 out of 5, so it doesn't matter anyway. Here is Acerola's grid and whatnot. Again, not too big of a problem there. So yeah, that was the battle versus Marshall. Definitely highlights a lot of the relative ease that it takes to get Hilda's buffs, especially with the partners you can run with her and whatnot. Yeah, so let's go ahead, hop into like a legendary arena or something, and just, I guess, end this. Alright, here we are versus Cobalion. We've got Tina, Hilda, and Anniversary, and Reshiram. I brought in only for the fact that, like, I just completed Pokemon White? Yeah, it was White. No, it was Black. It was Black because I got Reshiram. Those fucking games are confusing. But yeah, I recently finished Pokemon Black, and I honestly kind of feeling a little bit nostalgic because I get to use these fire-type characters here, or these Unova characters, rather, and I get to have a little bit more fun because I just completed the games. I get to see these characters again in this game, and, you know, add a little bit more to go off of now, I guess. Anyway, yeah, we got Tina here for some crit buffs as well, some different buffs with her offenses, as well as applying the burn to Cobalion, because fuck this stupid... fuck this guy. And then Anniversary, and again, he's just here for the ride, right? He's just here for the ride. So let's go ahead and start buffing Hilda's stats. Sadly, we do have debuff special attack, which is annoying for N, but good thing about N is that he's able to apply move gauge acceleration, as well as, of course, buff his own stats, so it's not a big issue. Go ahead, do that, and we'll go ahead and go for a Noble Roar, because I do want to keep, yeah, I want to keep this as is. Obviously there's no burn yet, but we'll probably just have to, I'm just going to go for, I guess, N's nuke anyway. And we'll keep trying to apply the burn here as fast as we possibly can. And if things get hairy, we do have the, I'm pretty sure it's Inflict and Heal? I think it is. Inflict and Heal on Tina, which is nice, as well as, of course, having the potions with Hilda here, so we don't really have to worry too much, I think, about gauges or anything like that, as well as healing, so we should be good, hopefully. As, of course, it recovers instantly, but N's blue flares do go through the enemy's, you know, passive skills and whatnot, so if we do ever have to rely on some extra damage, we have N to do that, so that's very, very nice. Oh yeah, that's gonna take it out. Good lord. Fair enough, I guess. Fair enough. Let's go ahead and debuff its attack a little bit. And, okay, so Charm, fully debuffed attack now. Let's go ahead and apply the Flame Charge. Hopefully get the burn. They are doing a little bit of damage, but thankfully because of N's debuffs, we will be just fine for the most part. Let's see if we can get Hilda's nuke in here. Yes, okay, good. Hopefully, yes, good, okay. Let's go ahead and do this, and we'll go ahead and go for a Blue Flare. I'll probably heal up Hilda this turn. Okay, so they have no defense debuffs. We have, I think, plus 4 or 5 speed. Should be max attack. 12,000 damage with no crit because Crit Strike 2 didn't activate, or Crit Strike 1 rather. Thank you, game. Okay, let's go ahead KO with the Blue Flare there, and go ahead and go for the Flame Charge again. Okay, we'll go ahead and heal Tina up as well. Thank you, Hilda, for the potions. And we'll just go for another Blue Flare, I guess. Okay. Did we get the burn? Does not seem like it. Does not seem like it. What's our speed buffs for Hilda? Plus 40. That's definitely good for sure. It's a sufficient amount, I would say. Burn? Damn, you don't get burned. Let's go ahead and go for the Flame Charge. Can I get a burn, please? Burn? Flame-proof, damn. Alright, so now he's flame-proofed, so that's going to be annoying, but thankfully that's why we brought in for the most part, so that shouldn't be too big of a problem for us. What are we going to hit with Hilda here? What are the... What's the nuke without having Cobalion burn? Because I'm pretty sure it has like 80% damage reduction. I mean, that's not bad, right? That's not bad for having absolutely no form of like damaging them. 2,400, okay, fair enough. So with Cobalion being burned, we hit 12,000 damage in a non-critical hit sync move. With the crit, that definitely would have KO'd the entire bar. We wouldn't have had to worry about that, so that wasn't too bad. Okay, yeah. Works just fine against Cobalion, as expected, right? I'd say she works against probably most Legendary Arenas relatively well, other than obviously the gimmicky ones like Cresselia, or the one she's weak to, which I don't know what... What is she weak to, actually? Probably Flying or Psychic, I would say, right? Yeah, okay, Water. So she's obviously not going to be good against... I don't think any... Did any of these guys use Water? I think Raikou has Rain. I think it may have, like... I think Raikou has Rain, but that's not really an issue. I don't think any of them use water moves, so honestly, she'll probably be fine against most Legendary Arenas besides, like, probably Cresselia due to its gimmicks. But she'll be good against, obviously, like, Tapu Bulu because she's got the heals as well as can just do good damage. Good against Tornadus, minus the fact that she can't paralyze, so if you just bring an ally who can paralyze, she'll be fine as well, of course. Good against Terrakion because, obviously, we can apply Sun and use it against that, obviously, as long as we're not weak to Rock or Ground. Cobalion, again, she's good against anyway. Just, yeah, so overall, solid Legendary Arena Pokemon as well. The heals as well as the self-sufficiency obviously highlights that. Definitely not bad for sure, at least in that regard. As well as having gradual healing on her trainer move, so even if you maybe don't want to go for Flare Blitz, you can abuse all the healing that she can do in order just to stay healthy, and just use Flame Charge for your source of DPS, and use your nuke as your real source of damage and whatnot. Not a bad idea. Probably what people have been doing for a while now, right? Anyway, yeah, or a potion bot, but whatever. Anyway, so Hilda, definitely not a bad Sing pair. This upgrade is definitely not bad. I would not say it's up to the same levels as like Chris and whatnot. I probably wouldn't say that. I'd say she's good though, for sure. She's definitely got a good upgrade. Definitely makes her pretty reliable. Sorry, pretty reliable for any fire weak stages. 100%. You can definitely just nuke them as well as do some good flare blitz damages, even if you don't have the EX. You should be fine. Off type, I would say probably would recommend the EX, because getting that source of AoE damage is definitely vital for the most part for those battles, or at least having a lot of sync countdown, I would say. So again, pair her with Sigma Suit Mei. They are good partners. They work very well together, as you saw against both Marshall as well as against Wickstrom. So yeah. Anyway, I'll see you all later. Hope you all enjoyed. Let me know what you think about Hilda's grid expansion down in the comments below, and I'll see you all later.